Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tommy today. Today we're going to be talking about primers. After you're done with your skincare and your moisturization and you let that moisturization and skincare treatments settle into your skin for about half an hour, before you put on anything else for makeup, you want to start with a primer. Primer is important because it acts as a layer between your skin and the rest of your makeup. And it does that for a couple of reasons. It protects your skin from the makeup. Not that the makeup is like corrosive, but it's still pretty important to keep that extra protection there. It might have some functions such as SPF to protect your skin from the sun. It smooths out the surface of your skin so that the makeup applies better. And it also makes your makeup stay longer. It kind of grips it onto your skin and keeps it there for you. Primer is incredibly important, but how do you know what primer to use? And as you're going to hear me say so often in this series, that entirely depends on your skin and what your skin needs. So there are color correcting primers, there's moisturizing primers, mattifying primers, which makes it look dry. There's poreless primers. So I'll just tell you what I use specifically. I use a green tea and matcha antioxidant priming moisturizer. I think it has a little SPF in it. And I also use the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I'm not necessarily concerned about the size of my pores. I'm mostly concerned that I have pock marks. From when I was a kid, I had really bad acne, and now I have the acne scars all over my face. So while the Poreless Putty Primer doesn't get rid of that entirely, it does help. So I mix the primers together because I've noticed that the Poreless Putty Primer is kind of drying for my skin. And whenever I put my foundations on top of the skin, then that just has a Poreless Putty Primer on it, I've noticed that it really bothers it. It just looks like cracked and dry and sad. So I lay that down first, just to give that extra boost of moisture. I've said a million times I don't like dipping my fingers into things. I really still don't like dipping my fingers into this. But then I take the Poreless Putty Primer, rub it like that, and get it all over. After you're done putting on your primer, what you're going to want to do next, if you have this product, and I don't, is use your corrective, your color correctors. So you can get little palettes. They look like putty. It kind of looks like Halloween makeup. And they have different colors for different problem target areas you want to focus on your skin. So, for example, if you have dark under eyes, you can use a orange. Yeah, if you have dark under eyes, you're going to want to use the orange color corrector, and you just pat that on right there at this step, or at this point in the process. If you have acne, I have a couple of acne spots coming in, but I don't have any color corrector. You're going to want to use a green and put that on top of the red spots. That also helps for rosacea. And if you have like yellow spots, there's a purple that you can put on top of the yellow. You'll put that on now and you'll look ridiculous, but I promise the next step, we'll go ahead and fix that. As always, make sure you're doing your research into these items. There's an entire ingredient list on every product to make sure what works best for you. And don't be scared to experiment by mixing them together and seeing what works best. Everybody's skin is different, and just because a formula says it works for one thing doesn't mean you might not need a couple to make sure that it makes you look your best and feel your best in your skin. So that's all the time we have today to talk about primers. Next time we're going to talk about foundation. I want to thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I'm Tommy today. We'll see you next time.